Hello, 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 everyone. Good afternoon. Hello, hello. JLR Investigates. Come on in, everyone. Come on in. We are going to talk about this young man right here. Have you seen me? And this is Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Sebastian has been missing since his mother, Katie Lynn Proudfoot, reported him missing February 26, 2024, and his dad, Chris Proudfoot, reported him missing. Are we live? Are we live? Can I get a live check? Are we live? Doesn't look like we're live. Maybe we are. Maybe we're not. Are we live? Are we live? Hello? Can everyone see me? I don't think we're live. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, yeah, we're live. Yes, we're live. Hello. All right, cool. I was looking at my screen. I'm like, I didn't think we were going live. And plus, folks, I've been a little under the weather. I've been sick for the last day. That's why I didn't do a live this morning. But, you know, nothing's going to stop trying to fight for justice for victims. So, you know, tough it out. Take some Benadryl, Excedrin, some coffee, and we keep it moving. We keep it moving. Plus, yesterday I had some technical difficulties on my channel. Remember we were doing the Madeline Soto, Stefan Stearns recording. It kept freezing up yesterday. It was a StreamYard issue. I tagged StreamYard. A little bit mad at StreamYard for ruining that. But nevertheless, we are here. And we don't go away. So let's talk, right? I titled this video Major Backlash because there's a lot of backlash right now, folks, in reference to this case and the decisions of Seth Rogers, the biological dad of Sebastian. There's a lot of backlash going on, and it seems like has been a lot of musical chairs going on, where Seth is getting rid of people and bringing in a new team of individuals, and that's who we're going to talk about today. Now, I'm not going to sit here and bash his decisions. I was thinking deeply about this, and I'm like, Seth, Chris Proudfoot, Katie Proudfoot, at the end of the day, they are the parents to Sebastian, and they can make whatever choice they feel like they can make, and they have to make. It's their shoes, it's their lives, and if they feel like they want certain people to, work with them, so be it. We're going to talk about what's going on. We're going to talk about the chain of events, and we're going to talk about the players and participants involved. That's what we've been doing. But at the end of the day, we're not in their shoes, and they have every right to make any decision they want to make when it comes to this case. And we're talking about Seth Rogers in this particular case because it seems like during the course of the beginning stages of this case, there has been a lot of people that were Team Seth. And Seth Rogers had a bunch of people on board. A lot of locals, some PIs, and people that were working really close to him. And it seems like he has officially got rid of all of them. Doesn't seem like there's really anyone left. And what it is now is Seth got some outsiders to come in, and they're going to help him with the case. And we want to know what's up to speed. We want to know what's going on with this case because what's going to happen at this point. Is that a good decision that he's doing this or a bad decision? We don't know. I am going to talk about the people involved that he has on his team. Again, I'm not judging them, but I'm just going to share what other people are saying because a lot of people are saying, a lot of people are actually angry. I see a 180-degree turn, and that's what it seems like it happened. 180-degree turn. There is no new updates with the Sebastian Rogers case, by the way. However, the new team of Seth Rogers, and we're talking about Tony Mathis, and apparently he's bringing on possibly somebody from Texas by the name of Delinah Glass, who owns a runs a nonprofit from Texas that search and rescue. Apparently this individual is going to come and help. And another individual who's making his rounds on TikTok by the name of Steven. His name is Stephen Crabtree. And Stephen Crabtree with Seth Rogers PR, Tony Glass, said some really serious things last night and some bombshell stuff. And we're going to talk about this. And, I'm a little bit, I'm not so sure if I believe it, but I'll let you guys decide. But what happened with the chain of events? Apparently, Seth Rogers, a few days ago, got rid of his last remaining PI that has been on board since the beginning, Chloe. And he got rid of Chloe. And he actually told Chloe to step down. And that kind of upsetted a lot of people on Team Seth. it seems like some people on Team Seth that were there from the beginning kind of feel like they're betrayed. And I'm going to share a couple train events. I'm going to share a clip of Seth, because Seth announced on the Pascal show. Remember the other day, Pascal show, he was talking about when him and Tony were on. They were supposed to release the CPS documents. I want the CPS documents released. Some people say it has nothing to do with Sebastian. My opinion is I want to see it. Some people think no. But they were, supposed to release some information. But at the last second, very last second, apparently Seth claims that a lawyer told him do not release it, or he could be in some serious legal trouble, whatever. Apparently he has CPS documents of events that took place inside the Proudfoot home. We don't know what it is. But there's some CPS documents out there. Maybe, maybe not. Unless Seth isn't telling the truth, I don't know. It's up for you guys to decide. But he said something interesting. He talked about his PI. And I want to share this first, because then I'm going to share this. I want to share some chain of events here, because I think it's important to get us up to speed of where we're at. Because it basically is, you would consider Seth like each participant a company. And they're getting rid of employees and shifting managements. And they're going a new direction now. And it seems like Seth, in his quest to find out what happened to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, he is, going a new direction, it looks like. Something different than what was going on for the last 2.5 months. And I don't know if I did the beginning of the segment, but, Sebastian was reported missing by his mom, Katie Proudfoot, and Christopher Andrew Proudfoot, stepdad, February 26, 2024, during the early morning hours. Forgot to do that at the beginning because I thought we were having technical difficulties. So he had a team of people on the board. He had a couple PIs. He actually had 4 PIs, fired 2, 1 left, Heather Michelle Cohen left, and now he got rid of Chloe. Now, it seems like he got rid of Chloe, he claims, on Pascal because they weren't on the same page, or, things weren't going through him. But I want to share that clip, and then we'll go from there. We're going to share that clip right here. And I don't know why Seth would do that. Just get rid of Chloe, because, I personally seen Chloe out there searching, and Chloe's been there since the beginning. So a lot of people were shocked about that, and I'll be honest, Team Seth, there's people on Team Seth's side that aren't happy with it. They're not happy with Chloe being let go, with Seth bringing in this guy, Tony Mathis. Now, I know nothing about Tony. There's people that say Tony's a scammer, fraudster, whatever. But I don't know. Maybe his intentions are good. Maybe he, Seth and him have a game plan to get something done, get some activities done, and full throttle. Maybe they take a different position than what Chloe and the other PIs had before, a different route. Sometimes they say when things aren't going the way you want it to go, you evolve and you change tactics. So we really don't know. But this is what Seth said. This is what Seth said on Pascal's show. And just trying to tell you what's going on with the chain of events here. So listen to this, folks, right here.
Some information has been laid at my feet. Some things have definitely opened up my eyes to things I didn't know going on before. Had to let a couple people go. Some people that are close to the internal operations don't know how to not tweet like a bird.
Okay. You know what? Since we're already going there, since you're going there, let's get into it, shall we? So I understand that you have a private investigator. You had one before. Hold on. Let me just say this. You had a private investigator before Tony came in, right? And that person left. Then Tony shows up. He's here to be a spokesperson, help in the media side of things. And then
Tony pretty much does what I ask him to do, so it takes weight off of my shoulders.
Right. So then as of today, there's been a new person, a new private investigator, that put out a new statement basically saying that they are now stepping down from the search for Sebastian. So, of course, I have to ask a few things. Let me get straight to the point. Tony, did you have anything to do with this?
Well, it wouldn't be credible if it came from me. Ask Seth that question.
Right on. Seth.
100% guilty.
Okay, so is everything amicable? Did you guys part ways in an amicable way, or what's going on here?
We did.
You say that again. You thought you did?
I thought we did. Only time will really tell. I pretty much told my team that, too many chiefs, not enough Indians, too many cooks in the kitchen, not enough, there's just, this is my son. All right. People I wanted to work with, when I brought Tony in, I told him what I wanted. My goal was to see if I could get Chris and Katie to come work with me. That was the olive branch. It was done. A phone call got leaked out that kind of told me what, where particular people were sitting at. And my son doesn't have time to wait for people to stop being childish. We're supposed to be adults. The goal is, Sebastian, to recover, to find, rescue, take care of, bring him home in whatever form and fashion we can. All right? It just didn't seem to be going that way. And when I want to bring somebody in, and then people want to turn around and in the group, well, Tony's doing this, Tony's doing that. Well, I sent the engagement letter with these people 3 weeks before I even started talking to Tony.
Yeah, it's interesting the amount of shade. We need to talk about this, because as soon as Tony came onto the show last Friday or something of that sort, there was not last Friday, but the Friday before, I'm sorry, there was a lot of backlash. Tony got a lot of hate for just showing up and just trying to be a supportive, just be a support system and help relieve some of the heavy lifting that was weighing on your shoulders. And then, of course, there was a PI that stepped down around that time. There was an announcement.
To step down. I still have regular communication with her.
Okay.
I do too.
And that's great. But I think as soon as it was the timeline, I think Tony comes on, Heather steps down, then there's another PI now that's stepping down. And I think a lot of people were very, very quick to assume that Tony has something to do with, say, this other PI stepping down. And you guys are trying to they're assuming. So you're making it very clear.
Making an ass out of me and you. Assume.
Okay.
Tony had nothing to do with it. Tony wasn't even at the meeting that I brought everybody into so I could speak to him. And I laid it all out. And, the responses and the answers I got were not concurrent with my goals.
Okay.
Somebody sits there and literally tells me that, that I'll cut forward to what she posted today on her investigation. Well, last time I checked, this is my operation. All right? I'm the one looking for my son. And she wants to go her investigation. And then I have found out that not all information was shared with me. Some things were, not shared with me. I don't appreciate that.
That's interesting, Seth. Can you expand on that a little bit?
No.
What information wasn't given to you? Was it crucial information, or it was just like little bits here and there?
If you're not going to give me a lead, or you're not going to check up on a lead, and then all of a sudden I've got to take time from what I was doing and turn around and, check up on a lead or check on something else when, that's taking time out from what I'm trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's still, I'm doing it. But if you're going to have a part, you need to play your part.
I see. So.
Interesting. So what he's talking about is what Chloe put out there, and he's, you could arguably say that he's throwing Chloe under the bus maybe, or he's just, publicly putting that he wasn't satisfied with Chloe, because Chloe put a statement out. This is his former PI, and she put a statement out just the other day, a few days ago, and this is what she said about this. She said, I will briefly address some things that need clarifying in regards to being asked to step down on Sebastian's case. In my private group and group conversations, I was presented one reason for being asked to step down.
I was unwilling to work with individuals possibly being brought in as I felt it could hinder my license and integrity in the case. Now, I thought that was interesting. So it seems like she's protecting her own interest because she has a PI license and she feels like the people that Seth is now bringing in are no good. She goes, no, it was not because anyone was trying to protect me from Chris Proudfoot. Apparently, this was such a large rumor that law enforcement called me at 9 p.m. last night to confirm it was not caused by content of that leaked call. My departure has been amicable at this time. I cannot control what the public does with that announcement. As an investigator, I vet leads, and if deemed them credible, I pass them to my client. I will continue to search for Sebastian independently with a group pro bono as I have since the moment I started. I have nothing further to add. I would really love for the focus to be shifted back to Sebastian. This has been such a tug of war. So
they're not happy, folks, and I'll be honest, because there's another individual who went on, and I'm going to play another clip. There's another person that's really been behind the scenes helping Seth, and that would be Trev Time. And I like Trev Time. Trev Time, he's an advocate for missing people, and he's shared his frustrations about what happened with Seth the other day on a YouTube channel called Granny's Watching, who's been covering this case also. And I'm going to play a particular clip of him because he shares a little bit about his feelings towards Tony. Now Trev Time is with Chloe as far as a united front on that end. They're friends, I believe, him, Heather Michelle Cohen, and their team of people on their side. These are people that have been boots on the ground. Trev Time was there, boots on the ground, and he's not happy with the decisions of Seth. And I want to share this particular clip with you. This came from a YouTube channel called Granny's Watching. She actually had a whole thing about this whole situation. Other people, other creators are covering it, but I just want to share this particular clip right here and let you listen to how they feel. This was team Seth. And they're a little bit upset here that Seth would get rid of them for Tony Mathis. Now, again, I'm not here to bash anyone. I'm here just to relay the information to tell you what's transpired and where we're at in this stage of what's going on with the Sebastian Rogers case. So I'm going to play this clip right here. Let me get it together, and then we will go. All right, here we go. You ready? Here we go. I kind of like doing it this way, too. Play.
Yeah, I want to thank you personally, Trev, for putting so much time and resources and dedication into helping with Sebastian. I just can't believe that this guy comes along, kind of dismisses all of that.
I don't understand his mindset. I mean, what is the goal to have as a PR person? But he told me that he's just going to tell the people what Seth tells him. And what I said was, I mean, if you're coming in to be neutral or to stop drama, then you need to be that person that steps in and says, hey, I know you're emotional. I know that. I mean, he's going to be, all parents of a missing child are going to be in a million emotions at once. They're going to want to yell, scream, cry all at once at everyone. You have to be the person that says, hey, let's do this when we go public because it's going to help Sebastian. But he told me straight up that he doesn't want to do, he wants to go and do exactly what he's told to say. And he tore me apart over the phone, telling me that because I said that I didn't agree that they dropped the last PI they had.
So you have a PR, alleged PR man, say, I'm going to do whatever the father tells me to do, instead of the opposite, which is what he's hired for, is to help Seth guide Seth, not vice versa. And then he gets angry at you because you disagree with getting rid of a PI for a PR. Huh. That makes sense.
Well, yeah, he basically told me that I shouldn't be around this case. Like, that I'm not. There's nothing but I told him, like, no, since day one, I've been trying to help, and, people can agree or disagree with certain things along the way. But the idea is, since the beginning, I've wanted to keep Sebastian's name out there, and I'm not going to stop because some guy with more felonies than credentials comes and tells me I shouldn't be here.
Amen. Absolutely. Absolutely. How dare he? I can't even believe he would have the audacity You have made a post every single day on social media. You have been boots on the ground helping. You have been a shoulder for Seth. You have offered so much of your time, and this guy's going to tell you that you shouldn't be involved because you disagree with his position. Unbelievable.
He brings if he brought something to the table, then I'd respect it. But I'm sorry, he does not. I would like someone to honestly show me what Tony, since coming in this case, has brought to the table. Because he said initially he was going to be drama-free across the board. And I was like, that's going to be good. You know, I don't agree with stuff that's been said by quite a few people in this case. But I think it'd be great if we got back to Sebastian and a lot of that stuff took the back seat.
And instead, he says, gloves are off.
He said he'd do it. Yeah, he did it for like a week. He said, no, sorry, I got a phone call, so I cut you out. I couldn't hear you for a second. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine.
He said
right,
that
for a whole week.
Yeah, exactly.
When was this phone call with him?
When did they go on, Pascal? Yesterday?
Yeah.
Yesterday morning then. Because he told me over the phone that he gave me his word over the phone that Chloe would be defended, because I told him, I was like, you know, I respect it. You know, it's Seth's decision who he lets go of. But I said, Chloe has helped in this case, and people can agree or disagree with her going online and stuff, but she has done a lot. I know that for a fact. And I know she cares a lot about these kids. And I said that, he said, I will defend her. And I took his word. I told him, okay, you know, that's what she deserves. Even if you let her go, she deserves to be defended. You don't need to go up. And as soon as they get on Pascal, he goes up there and lets her be disparaged. And I was like, and he contacts me after and is just so angry because I asked, you know, why did you tell me you would make sure that she was defended, you know, at least respected, and then just goes on there and completely does the opposite.
What a piece of shit. I'm sorry, but what a piece of shit. This sucks because once again, and you said, Trev, it won't stop you, but you are one of the few good people that have had Sebastian in the forethought above everything else. And you got this piece of shit guy come along and tell you to take a back seat, just like you did with all the good people are leaving. Hey, nonsense.
All right, so that's basically is, and I apologize for the I apologize for the language, but you get the point. It's people that are, you know, closest to Seth, that they're not, they don't like the direction that Seth went by getting rid of everyone else, or more or less sometimes throwing the people under the bus. And we're at this stage now where Seth got rid of everybody that seems like that was there for him at the beginning, and now he has a bunch of outsiders, and that's why people seem like they're upset. Now again, it's Seth. He can do whatever he wants to do. He can, if he wants to, if he feels like people are not, you know, in his best interest and he wants another direction, or if he has other motives here or other direction, that's on him. And what we're going to do on this channel is we're just going to monitor how this goes. Well, apparently he's brought in three people who've kind of said like they were on board. And I put this tweet out. And I said, Seth Rogers will be working with a new group of people to help find Sebastian Rogers. And I put Tony Mathis. I put this individual named Delinah Glass. And I put this individual named Stephen Crabtree. And we're going to talk about a conversation that happened last night. So Seth gets a new team. This is the PR guy. This is the guy, Tony Mathis. He's from Oklahoma, operates a crane company. He's worked with the family of Caleb Harris. You know, he's now been making TikTok. He's been on TikTok sharing things about the Sebastian Rogers case. Now, we got an individual here. Now, I'm not going to say anything bad about this individual because a lot of people are talking about her online, right? And her name is Delinah Glass. Her name is Delinah Glass, and she apparently operates a nonprofit 501c. And a lot of people are really, you know, saying that she's no good or, you know, whatever. You know, she has bad intentions. You know, she's on probation for shooting someone. You know, they're saying things, and there's people are saying, well, Tony and her work together. Tony and Delinah work together, and they're trying to raise funds to get her up there. You know, I don't know what their intent is. It could be very, very good. Again, I'm not going to sit here and say anything bad because I don't know, but we're going to just wait and see and monitor how this all goes.
Then we have another individual here. This guy seems like he came out of the woodwork. I don't know where this dude came from. He's on TikTok, and he's making some really bombshell claims. And I'm going to share with you the bombshell claims that he's making, because he's talked to Tony last night on TikTok. They have like a Sebastian Army, or Tony now operates the Sebastian Army TikTok account. And this guy's name is Stephen Crabtree. I guess he's a local, whatever. But he said some stuff that makes my head go,
is this true or not true? And has made some claims. What he's made some claims in the last 24 hours is he's claims, I guess yesterday or the day before, just in the last couple of days, he walked into Sumner County Sheriff's Office, and he's claiming one of the detectives with Sumner County told him that Sebastian Rogers was seen on surveillance on the 26th. And that got everybody like, whoa, because that's the first time I've ever heard of anything with surveillance of Sebastian being seen on the 26th. We've never heard that anywhere. So he's putting his neck on the line here. Tony also said last night on TikTok that he received information. Now, this is wild too. This is a wild development too. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But he's claiming that the night before Sebastian was reported missing, the night before, Sebastian was communicating with Katie's mom. And, you know, we've covered Katie's mom on JLR Investigates. She is a registered SO from Virginia. Frances Suzette Rosenbaum. Remember we talked about her? We were speculating, you know, when that picture was out there, that picture that was that kid that ended up not being Sebastian from North Carolina. The North Carolina pic, people were speculating, well, you know, is that Sebastian? Is Sebastian with somebody from Katie's side of the family, or somebody from Seth's side of the family, or somebody from Chris's side of the family? People are just wild speculation, but that's when Katie's mom got thrown in the mix, and Katie's mom got drawn into this. And people are like, whoa. Katie's mom, registered SO from Virginia. Does she have Sebastian, whatever? But Tony said last night that, Sebastian was communicating with Katie's mom the night before. I'll let you listen. But, you know, he was also this Crabtree guy who I'm going to show you. Now, this is about a 20-minute clip, but it's worth watching because you're not going to this. They talked on TikTok Live. When you go on TikTok Live and talk, right, it was like a panel of them. It was a panel of them. And when you go on TikTok Live and talk, once that live's over, it's gone. The live is gone. You can't, the only way you're going to be able to save it is, screen record it or record it. But they made some serious claims yesterday, this Crabtree guy. And I want to share with you about this stuff. So I want you to listen to this. It's about 20 minutes, but it's definitely worth listening to find out like where their position are and what direction they're all going. So we're going to listen right here. This is interesting. I'm going to play it and we're going to rock and roll. Wait, let me get it back. Hold on, I got to read. Sometimes this works good, sometimes it doesn't. All right, here we go. At the beginning, here we go. You guys ready? Now, this is when he says some things. Here we go.
We got information today that, last night we got information that Sebastian was actually communicating with Katie's mom the night before he went missing. We got information from law enforcement today that there was actual footage of Sebastian on the 26th, and we thought that the last footage they had was on the 25th, so we know now they've got additional footage. The biggest thing, I think, is that we got information from them that they had a theory the first 72 hours, and after 72 hours, that theory took a 180-degree turn, and that's what I think was the biggest information.
What do you think is the biggest information? Which part do you think is the biggest the biggest new information, Tony? Sorry, I missed that.
Let me bring
Body.
Because we went backwards, and when we looked at the information, it said that the last sighting or the last date was on the 26th, somewhere on Court Drive or wherever, the street name, not the house, not that location, which is where we started to question there has to be some type of footage after the house, or for them to say that it was somewhere on
TBI poster. I said it from the beginning. It says he was last seen on February 26th in the area of Stafford Court. I made like 37 videos about this. I knew they had fucking footage of him. I knew it.
Hi, Body.
I knew it. Body's right. Mm-hmm. So what do you think this means? What does everybody like? So what? Let's have it. What does this mean? What do you guys think this means? I'm telling you, I think he left on his own. I really do. You think he left on his own?
Well, I'll tell you why I don't think that. I think that they thought that the first 72 hours, but for them to say they had a 180-degree turn after that, I don't think that they believe that anymore.
Who did they say that to?
I didn't hear that part.
Steven.
Yo.
Gosh, this is just pissing me off. Like, this is wild to me that they are telling me this even.
I asked the question, was this a criminal investigation or not? He said that information has already been put out there. And I said, what do you mean by that? The TBI spoke about this already. I said, I seen something, but it didn't mean it was factual. I thought it was coming from hearsay. Well, he said, I can tell you that in the first 24 hours, it was a runaway. After that, it turned into a missing case. Then he said, I can tell you that 72 hours into this, we had a whole nother direction we were going. We started collecting footage from all areas that we can look at with all cameras to see what we could come up with to see whether he really walked off or somebody got him. He said a lot of the cameras were we had a lot of good camera footage in the area. There was a lot of people that brought that forward, right? And he said, so that's where that everybody not coming forward. That's why that was funny because Tony confirmed that just then. I've kept that to myself actually. So the people had came forward. The only thing that was that was late in coming forward, and it's sad for whatever reason, the Warsham stuff. Those people were 2 weeks later, and again, I don't even know. I've tried to ask that, and nobody will tell me.
But they're still not confirmed. They still have not confirmed that it's a criminal case. They've actually said the opposite, that it's not a criminal case yet.
Who'd you hear that from?
They've never released that it was a criminal investigation yet. So on day eight, they withdrew and they pulled the searches back, and they turned it into an investigation with a possibility of foul play, possible criminal, but never converted to a criminal.
So I'm going to stop y'all right there. So when I asked Sumner, and I was talking about the searches, and I want to commend them first and foremost. The reason why they said they wanted everybody to stay out of their way, and they didn't want no volunteers in this, is because it had been already raining there, and there was 3 key areas they were honing in on. And they said in these areas, there was already wash on some of the areas, like where the water is and stuff. He said, we just wanted people to stay out of it because of contamination. He said, we needed every resource that we have available to us to be able to do what we've got to do. It's easily contaminated. And he said, so by having other people in this, we needed people that would specialize in certain things. He said, let me say this. He said, I wish we could search every day. He said, we can't. He said, these are volunteers that hold positions within our organization that either could be jailers, deputies, whatever, the emergency management specialists, whatever, they're all people that have actual jobs at the end of the day within the system. So they can't afford to take that resource and keep them out there. He said that they did not, and he was honest about this, that they had no luck when it come to the searches. That it seemed very strange that if he would have walked off. He said, now again, this is me saying this on a non-professional level, that if this child ran away or he walked off, we would have had some sense, some hit. There was nothing, ever.
But that's still okay. But it's still
to tell you that is crazy.
It's now still yeah.
I have no reason to doubt you. I don't know you. I have no reason to doubt you, but I'm sus. I'm just going to say that.
I'm going to tell you this. Hold on. That's all I can tell you. I've done my footwork. There's videos. I'm not putting it on here. Tony and Seth have the.
No, I totally respect that 100%. It's just crazy.
And I'm telling y'all, look, ladies, I love every one of y'all. Please don't ever take mine. I want you.
I don't want you to think I'm picking on you or anything.
Y'all know I don't give a shit about that.
Okay, good. Okay, I don't want you to be offended.
No, that's the best part about TikTok, right? It's an open-ended conversation where we throw a theories.
No, man, I could care less if people. I want
Stephen,
body on words.
Please don't get it wrong, Stephen.
Body, I will tell you. Hold on a second, Body. I can tell you that if Stephen said that he was standing on the corner and he saw a Martian pick up somebody and fly off with him, I would believe that that's what he saw. So, you know.
I'm not saying I doubt Steven. I'm doubting this cop. Like,
right.
Not Steven.
Right.
The only thing I do want to say is that I wish I had the ability, and I'm just being straightforward, the ability to talk to the actual lead investigator, the lead. Now, when I walked in, when you walk into, you go in front of the courthouse, right? And you go in the front doors, you have to go through the metal detectors, then go down this other hall, and you take it's not a right, kind of goes through a right, if that makes sense. So then you got the right where the chief's office is, where the secretary is, and the first person I ran into was the secretary. And I went in there and said, hey, this is who I am, blah, blah, blah. She said, she's looking at me, and she's like, I know who you are. Like, I've seen you. And I'm like, okay. I was like, okay, so let me explain myself before we go anywhere. And I told her what I was wanting to know. I said, I just want to know, are y'all actively still involved with Sebastian? And I was like, I just need answers for some questions I have that I've gotten no answers for. And the things is, y'all are getting very scrutinized really heavily online because there's nothing here. There's no information coming from y'all, and it looks very bad. It looks like this has just been forgotten about. And she said, hold on, let me see what the investigator's doing. And she said, will you talk to David? And I was like, where's David? That's the second investigator. And I'm like, oh, okay. I will say that the second investigator told me honestly, hey, I was in classes at the very beginning of this. When all this was going down, I was just in classes.
What type of class? Like training classes for?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what it was. And he just had classes, Chase. I have no idea what the hell that means, to be honest. I'm assuming that. And then, no, you're good, sweetie. But I can tell you, I don't know half the shit. Y'all know more than me when it comes to this. So he said that he was in classes. He would get later involved in it. And he said by the time he got involved with it, it had already just blown up. He said they had David said 100 some odd reports within so many time span. And again, I'd rather y'all just call them or, talk to them. Because my thing is I can take something one way, okay? Let me say this first and foremost. I can take something one way and maybe it meant something else, if that makes sense. Especially when it comes I don't know, 100 call-ins and all this other shit. I don't know what the heck that means because I'm just thinking he's saying 100 people came forward. No, apparently a lot of people were speaking on the behalf of hey, we have Ring doorbell systems. We have this. And at the end of the day, all I'm hearing in my head is, okay, so I'm fixing to ask, do you have footage? Or do you have any footage of him? Is the day he went missing the day he went missing? And so it just kept progressing by, honestly, him talking. And I just led into questions. And then, so next, when I walked out of there, I was so excited. I think I texted Tony immediately. And then I was trying to call him, actually. And I texted Tony when I was sitting there, hey, man, I'm sitting in here. Do you want me to ask anything specific? And so at the end of the day, I don't think he was being facetious or, like I said, he was being super sweet, super nice dude.
What was his position? I mean, I know he's an officer, but, huh?
He's a detective. He's not
the lead. This is a detective telling you this stuff?
Yeah. He didn't tell me anything.
Sorry, y'all. I gotta go. I don't know what else to say. I gotta go.
Okay. Stephen, nothing against you. I'm just saying, if this is a detective saying this is crazy that they're putting this information out there that they
It's
have not
information
given this
because
information
He never
to
said that
Seth.
Chris and Katie done it. He never said anything of those natures. He
No,
just
I
said
know. If this is the case, why haven't they done a press release? But more importantly, why didn't they tell the father this information?
I tell you what, everybody should demand those questions. Demand the answers.
Yeah, but Seth has not. I mean, I guess I can ask you, Tony. Seth has not asked directly to law enforcement or anything. When was the last time Seth pressured law enforcement for answers, other than not throughout the PI? I should say.
Seth talks to Bobby Simmons. I don't know what the nature of those calls is, and quite honestly, until Stephen brought me this information and somebody else brought me some information last night, I haven't been involved in any of the communication with law enforcement because at this point, that's not what Seth has asked me to do. So, I don't have those answers, but I know when he got this information, definitively, it was not anything he had ever had or knew about.
I think that we should, us as people that are wanting Sebastian found, pressure the shit out of him.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, my question is is there someone that we should be calling and asking for or saying, listen, here's questions that we want answered.
Talk to the lead investigator or talk to David. I just met David, right? Because I didn't meet the lead. I don't know. I met the lead, I think, in passing when I was coming out. So when I come in there, they took me back to this little room. If you look on my story, I'm sitting here waiting to talk to this guy, and then they take you in this little side door to the left, and then you go inside there, and there's these little round tables, 3 or 4. To be honest, where you would think the cactus wouldn't be the nicest area. And there was 2 trays of food on the table, and then he said, "Hey, I can't say anything that would impede the investigation. I also was not there at the very beginning of all this, so there's some things I will not be able to just answer." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And so when he kind of steered me to a degree, and then I was like, "Well, here's the thing. I'm being straightforward about this. Y'all are being hammered for not telling anybody anything. Nobody knows, nobody believes that y'all are actively looking for this child, that y'all are investigating it." And he said, "I can assure you, we are investigating it, and we are taking the matter serious." And he's like, he said, "People are always going to scrutinize law enforcement." He said, "We're used to it." He said, "Honestly, we get scrutinized a lot." And I will say that Sumner County's had some tougher cases, man, like the Westmoreland boy a year ago that shot his whole family, or 2 years ago now. I think it's 2 years ago. Y'all remember that one by chance? There's a Westmoreland kid. He killed his whole family. Okay, yeah. So between the scrutinization they all get from it, the only thing that upset me was that part. But he was very adamant about making sure he corrected getting information to the public. Then they should do
a damn press release. This is insane.
Stephen, is this information on your page? Everybody's asking for a video
recording or something. Did you happen to hear the recording or something?
Did you hear the recording, Tony?
Say that again.
Did you hear the recording yourself?
Recording of what?
Stephen said that he recorded the conversation. Have you heard
about
it?
the conversations between me and
Yeah, not with the police officer.
Well, and you can do what you want, Stephen. I'm just saying that if you're saying this is public, that we can call. What is your reservation about playing it publicly?
He doesn't have.
No, I know he doesn't have to. I was just curious because
No. I didn't say he didn't have to.
Oh,
He doesn't have he didn't have a recording of the meeting with law enforcement. He had he sent me a recording of him going in and talking to the people at the convenience store.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, because people were asking about the recording and the comments and that confusing.
Here's something I can tell you from what I do know is that everything in that police department is recorded. Everything. And
I'm not doubting you, and please understand that. We're not trying to come at you. This just sounds so insane for this department and one of their representatives, a detective at that, to be handing over this information to you so freely.
I don't
when
feel
they
like
have
he
not.
handed anything over that's extreme, though. And maybe it's from my
Kind of
point of view,
is.
but I don't.
It kind of is. Like, there's footage. They haven't put that out there. They haven't told the father. More importantly, that's kind of mind-blowing to me. Even if they don't want to have an open conversation with him, they could have sent him a letter, you know? If they didn't want to talk to him over the phone, he deserves to be informed. And the fact that they didn't do that, but they gave it to a complete stranger off the street is crazy.
Yeah, but you know what? Praise God that Stephen had the balls to go in there and get it.
And also, I just want to say,
I'm gonna tell you what.
Stephen isn't a stranger off the street either. He's not a stranger off the street. He's been working this case. They know who he is. It's been his drone. It's not like he's me saying, "Hey, I'm sorry." They know who he is. So
So we're going to lay this to rest, Tony. I'm going to go back there tomorrow. If, with your permission, I need you to get a hold of Seth. I will do this shit all over again. I need his permission. If you can get it to me tonight or by first thing in the morning, I will go to them. I'm going to ask them while I'm on a live, can I do this on a live? If they'll agree to it. I mean, I will say when I ask them about
do it on a live, just ask if you can record. I don't think they'll do it on a live, only because that would probably deem a press conference technically. So I would just ask if you can just record it.
Stephen, just to be clear, you know, you've been on a lot of lives with Ocean, and I still don't think anybody is doubting you. I think their mind's blown.
I think these women are correct. I think what we need to do, because here's the thing, let's put them on the spot.
Well, you know what, Cindy, I mean, you are in the media. What about if you call and ask for a statement and ask to confirm it?
She was.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'm happy to do that. First of all, I just want to say I don't doubt a word you're saying, Stephen. I don't think it's
No. Hey, let me say this. I don't care what the comments say. First and foremost.
Yeah.
I individually think every one
The
of you
comments, actually, nobody's doubting you. We're all just blown away at this.
No, and let me say, I want to say this. First off, Ocean, Nikki, Tennessee, how do you say your name? I'm sorry.
Me?
Don't kill me. Yes.
Cindy.
Okay.
Candace,
all right.
I'm not mad. I'm blown away. I'm not mad.
Cynthia or Cindy? So it's
Listen,
Cindy. Okay,
I will gladly call tomorrow, and I will do it with you or on my own, whatever. I will help out.
No, man, you don't even have to do it with me, but I'm telling you this. I want y'all to hear me out.
Yep.
Steven, do you feel I'm being disrespectful to you?
No.
No, I don't give a shit about this stuff.
I'm being told I'm being disrespectful, and I just want you to
Can I clear this up real quick?
One person talk at a time. Oh my God. Let Stephen talk real quick, please. Go ahead, Stephen.
The one thing I'm going to say, I am always saying this in every video put out. Do not take my fucking word. This is me. I want you to dig. I want you to get information for yourself. Never take, and I'm going to say this to any of you, don't take anybody's word, ever. If you are a smart, educated, and I know every woman up here in this panel is exactly that, and you're smart, you are not pushovers. You get to the bottom of shit. So I am all for it. Question me, please do. Don't ever take statements for what they are. But at the same time, I'm telling you, hey, I'll go back up there and do this shit all over again. I don't care. Like, I want y'all to know, hey, I'm all for this. Like, if we've got to put pressure on them, and this is how we can do it, look, let's do it. Game on.
And I tell you, Ocean, Stephen is, to Cindy's point, he's not a stranger in that area, but he is, to your point, Ocean, he's not technically a part of our team, but
Right,
that's going to change this weekend.
All right, so I'm going to leave it at that. That's going to change this weekend. So it seems like Mr. Steven here is going to be on Tony Mathis's team. What's your thoughts about all that? I mean, I was kind of chuckling. This guy claims he walked into the Sumner County Sheriff's Office and some detective there told him there's surveillance of Sebastian on the 26th. No one else has ever got any information about surveillance on the 26th. Police have never released that information to anyone, but just happens to release it to a guy who claims he's going to go back today and record them, or what did he say? He said he's gonna go there on his and TikTok live and be like, "Hey, this is Steven TikTok live. You got anything to say, Sumner County Sheriffs, about surveillance, whatever?" And they're supposed to release the information. What in the world is going on here? What in the world did Seth do to get these people on board? You get rid of some PIs and people that were really close to searching, boots on the ground, and you bring in a new crop of people. This guy right here. Again, I'm not going to judge. I'm just showing you what's going on. This guy's name is Stephen Crabtree, and it looks like he's Team Seth, and Tony Mathis will be bringing this man aboard the case. So we'll be monitoring it. We'll be monitoring the entire situation here. And then also, he's also making TikTok videos talking about Warsham's. Some store in Warsham. Supposedly there's some sort of surveillance, but they got rid of the surveillance. But there was some sort of sighting of someone. But when pressed, he doesn't give an elaborate answer. Just like when he was pressed about that, he just goes off on these different kind of like spins, but never gives the actual concrete of what was actually said. So it's just very bizarre. But we'll see what happens with this. We are Team Sebastian all the way. Look what I got, folks. Look what I got right here, and I'm actually wearing one. Sebastian Strong. Look at these. Look at these. Yes. And I want to thank Sherry Weeks. She sent these to me. Hi, Jonathan. Thank you so much for the time you spent in Middle Tennessee recently regarding the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers. This sad event has touched the lives of many, and it's good. So good of you and Magnolia to keep it in the public eye. I had some Sebastian Strong bracelets produced to give to Seth and thought you and Magnolia might like a few. I pray that God continues to bless both of you and the good work you do on behalf of those who don't have a voice. Blessings from Nashville. Sherry Mayberry Weeks, YouTube handle Mayberry. Mayberry, I really appreciate this. I gave one to Magnolia. I gave one to my own mother. And Sebastian Strong all the way. I will be wearing this, every time we do a segment. You'll probably see this on me. It's Sebastian Strong. We are Sebastian's Army. Regardless if you agree or disagree with the decisions any of these people are making, and we're talking about the parents, at the end of the day, we all are Team Sebastian. We want a resolution for Sebastian. I'm here for Sebastian. The people that he brought in, again, I'm not wishing the new people that Seth have any ill will. I hope they do find Sebastian or find answers. That's hope. But we're just going to monitor and see who does what. And, we're nothing really going on the Proudfoots end. They're kind of been quiet, right? Really, they've been quiet since the web sleuths or that leaked phone call with Chris Proudfoot and one of Seth's old PIs. I haven't heard nothing from them. So they've been kind of quiet. Seth, he has a new team. Again, what are they going to do next? Are they going to go around and say there's some sort of surveillance at the 26th? Is there surveillance? Maybe the guy was telling the truth. Maybe? I don't know. Maybe he was telling the truth. Maybe there was surveillance that this detective slipped and just told him. What do you think? Do you believe that guy that we just shared or not? I am JLR Investigates. Thanks for watching. Again, look, this photo right here. This photo right here, folks. Have you seen me? Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Oh, by the way, there's a couple things going on this weekend. It looks like there is a remembrance for Sebastian and also a bike ride. A bike ride going on. A ride for Sebastian is going on the 19th. And they say all are invited. And it's all bikes, jeeps, vehicles are welcome. They're going to meet at 128 River Road at 4 p.m. on Sunday, May 19th. So coming up in a few days. Today's the 17th. So you got this going on. If you're in the Hendersonville area, go out there and show support for Sebastian. Wear green, have green hearts, balloons, flowers, whatever. Green. Dress green, deck your car out, your vehicle, your ride, your motorcycle, your Harley, your lowrider, whatever. Deck it out in green. Go out there and show appreciation. I guess they're going to do a ride. And then also, folks, there is also a Vigil of Hope. And this is also out there. I do not know who the organizers are of each one, but it seems like this happens after the ride. I'm assuming both of them are coordinating together, so maybe the riders will go to this afterward. This looks like this is held on the 19th at 6 p.m. Beach High School, right down the street from the Proudfoots. This is going on. So, you know, two things going on Sunday to bring attention to Sebastian. That's good. That's good. Will the Proudfoot show? Will Seth show? Will, you know, who's going to show to these two things remains to be seen. And anything else that breaks or develops, if these guys that I just shared goes on TikTok, whatever like that, if they say anything of importance, I'll share with all of you what's next, what's going to be put out there next. Will they uncover something that they share with the public? We'll see. Thanks for watching, everyone. JLR Investigates. Sub to the channel, like, hit the notification button. We are Sebastian's Army. I'm going to go get some rest. I'm a little bit under the weather. I got a little sick. That's why I wasn't on today. I'm feeling kind of like, you know, lethargic, kind of tired. I got some coffee, some tea. I got myself a cheesesteak earlier. Just kind of taking it easy, drinking fluids. I'll get that mojo back. And but, you know, even though we're under the weather, we still share newsworthy stories on JLR Investigates. We are looking for missing people out there, and we're bringing awareness the best we can. All right, we cover true crime 24/7, 365. JLR Investigates. We'll talk soon. Have a good day, everyone. Be safe. Let me know what you think in the comments. Interesting live, right? All right, bye-bye. Peace out. Sebastian Strong.